A report by Deloitte's 2024 Global Automotive Consumer Study has uncovered an interesting trend in India's car market. Despite the steep premium attached to hybrid vehicles, more and more car buyers are showing a preference for them over electric vehicles or EVs. Although the study was conducted on a sample size of only 1,000 people in India, it does reflect the consumer preference. While 36% of the respondents showed preference for hybrids or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, only 10% preferred for total battery electric vehicles. Remarkably, the preference for traditional vehicles came down 4 percentage points to 49% from 53% in 2023, signaling a shift away from petrol and diesel engines. This marks a notable 4 percentage point jump in favor of hybrids, from 32% last year. The increase is double from pure electric vehicle preferences, which increased to 10% from 8% in 2023. Particularly striking is the rapid ascent of hybrid cars in India's automotive landscape. Industry data reveals that hybrid vehicles have overtaken electric cars in sales for 3 consecutive months in 2023. Despite the availability of a larger number of electric car models. As many as 25,200 electric cars were sold in the domestic market compared to 14,400 strong hybrid vehicles in the June quarter 2023. However, from September onwards, strong hybrids have started outselling EVs as per industry data. Sales of strong hybrid vehicles totaled 24,062 units between September to November 2023 compared to 21,445 electric vehicles sold in the same period. So why are hybrid cars winning over EVs?
First one is which is a supply driven factor. So I think if you see today the model availability, if you see there are multiple models, which have been launched under hybrid and more are yet to come. So I think this obviously is, giving more choice to the consumers. Point two is, if you see on the other side, if you see proposition in terms of electric vehicles, obviously they are going up. There is no doubt about it. But still, if you see the range, range is still not sufficient, seeing the present charging infrastructure in the country. At the end of the day, if that is your main car or a single car, then obviously you need something to travel intercity, and EV may not be a perfect solution for now.
The Deloitte report reveals that charging time, the unavailability of charging infrastructure, and concerns over battery safety continues to impede the adoption of battery electric vehicles. As of January 23, 2023, India had 5,254 public charging stations for 20.65 lakh electric vehicles, according to data shared in Lok Sabha by the Minister of New and Renewable Energy, R.K. Singh, and the Vahan dashboard. This means for every 393 electric vehicles in the country, there's only one public charging station, whereas the global average per public charger is between 6 to 20 EVs. Currently, the high cost and limited variety are hindering the robust sales of hybrid vehicles. In the price range of 10 to 30 lakh rupees, there are only 5 models available, with 2 each from Toyota and Maruti and 1 from Honda. Among the remaining 21 variants, some exceed ₹1 crore in price. So will this trend of hybrids outselling EVs sustain?
Actually, the different technologies. Hybrid is got different uses. EV is got different uses. The cost of an EV is comparatively higher than an ICE vehicle. And also, there's a lot of, different aspects in the mind of a buyer, end of life of an EV, battery changing, right? So, it is still not seen as a very settled technology. Surprisingly, at the high end, right? If you look at the luxury segment, their EVs are outstripping hybrids. And what is going to happen is that because of the CAFE standards coming in, right? And, the corporate average fuel efficiency standards also kicking into India, companies will start pushing different products.
Experts say India has been slower than other countries in developing charging infrastructure for EVs. Inadequate charging facilities make it difficult for consumers to rely on battery-powered vehicles without worrying about range anxiety or long wait times at charging points. The absence of an established market for used electric vehicles in India is also discouraging customers from purchasing new EVs. there aren't any affordable second-hand alternatives available if their first choice doesn't meet expectations. With longer range, affordability, better performance, and a second-hand market, hybrid vehicles have been a more accessible option for buyers. So what are the long-term growth prospects of hybrids in India versus the EVs?
There is a transition from gasoline to EVs. So we have to bank on hybrids because the charging infrastructure is still not sufficient in the country. You can say that, hybrids will go for now. Obviously it will take the place, and maybe by 2030, there may be more economical, frugal technologies which may come in hybrid, which will make them very cost effective also. There are different people with different needs. So obviously, we may need vehicles like hybrids because there is possible that there may not be charging infrastructure in extreme places where there is extreme cold, for example, or there may be limitation in terms of electricity. But at the end of the day, we all know that why we should run with an engine as well as a battery. Specifically if you have batteries with a good range which may be available going forward.
As India transitions towards cleaner mobility solutions, it encounters several obstacles in the adoption of electric vehicles. Experts attribute the slow progress in charging infrastructure development and the limited availability of batteries as key factors driving the popularity of hybrid vehicles. However, as the EV industry evolves, they anticipate a shift towards greater adoption of electric vehicles in the future.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.